Hello, everybody, and welcome to the League of Legends Great Lakes Esports Conference Finals. All right, here we are. I am Garrett,
I'm Tucker, and
and
we're hopping right back into the quick pick bands, actually.
we are here. We are here. It's been such a long season. We are finally here at the Apex. There are two teams competing in today's final. On the blue side already, we have Trine University, the Trine Storm. And on the other side, the ONU Polar Bears. So it should be a very, very exciting game. It is best of 5, so it'll be interesting to see how this series evolves. Obviously, these are the two mega giants in GLEC at the moment. These are the two teams that were going toe-to-toe with everyone else in the division all the way up into the end. So it's not even necessarily surprised to see both of them being here. And yeah, we're right into picking bands. On the side of Trine, we see the Camille Akali band.
Finally, someone pays attention to it.
As well as the Zereth band come out. I'm not sure if that's for Kato or for Cuz. But nonetheless, that is one that they just don't want to see. And on the side of ONU, we ban out the Volibear, the Yumi, and the Zillion.
Crucially, though, we have the picks coming in already. We see that key Draven already picked up for the side of ONU. Kai going to be catching those axings, picking up that fame and adoration.
Yep.
And it's just a great pick. We've seen what he can do all year on that.
Yeah,
just take the games into his own hands, really.
ONU no stranger to banning Yumi. The Zillion is probably just we don't want to put it in Harv's hands. We saw what Harv was able to do yesterday on those control mages, so it's not something we want to see. And the Volibear yesterday with Hoggy was just a menace. So it's good to get those things in order. We also do pick up the Viego for Direland in that jungle. We always tend to like to get ONU tends to like to get their Direland pick in as well and kind of form whatever
the team
around what he's necessarily able to do. So yeah, both teams are going to pick up their bot lane and jungle here. We see the Sejuani come out from Hoggy, a huge tank that was able to really mess with Tiffin yesterday, as we saw.
Yeah, and just those picks alone with that ult is, such a great use to any team, and it clearly worked very well for them yesterday.
Yeah.
Finding a lot of those key picks onto, I believe it was the jungler from Tiffin. And, so I think they're hoping to do the same thing. It could really, really mess with the Draven.
Yeah.
Or the Viego. Just that quick lockdown
Yeah.
into that burst damage from the Lucian.
And the supports will also be picked here. We're no stranger to the Lucian Nami lane. Just to be able to dash in, do all of that damage. Nami is amazing at every single thing she can do on the map. So obviously, if they're not going to be able to pick Yumi, they should pick up the Nami. No problem. The bans coming in the second round mainly focus on the top and mid lane, obviously, as those are the lanes not picked. We do see Fiora Irelia on the side of Trine and Shen Malzahar. Malzahar, obviously, we saw Harv on that yesterday, and that was a huge problem that Tiffin struggled to deal with. So it's good to see that ONU does not want to see it, and they're banning it out. And we choose to pick Gnar here.
Yeah.
We have not seen Aggression's Gnar in a decently long time. Didn't see it at all yesterday.
No, not yesterday, but it is a comfort pick. Oh, and it's just going to be top lane versus top lane. As a Gnar player myself and you as an Ornn player,
yes,
this is going to be a match for the ages for sure.
I love this Ornn Sejuani combo. So tanky, able to withstand really any gank that would want to come out. And so Viego Direland is going to have a tough time going to top lane. So I wanted to see if ONU is going to focus that around the bot lane. Interesting. So we were fooled. This is going to be a Lucian mid lane and an Ashe bot lane with that Nami. Ashe to be picked as a counter into that Draven. And so ONU, with their last pick here, going to pick up something for Kato, cycling through a bunch of different options. The LeBlanc with a Yona. I wonder if we will see...
We'll have to see some AP here.
I'm thinking the Sylas. I'm going to say the Sylas is going to come out. LeBlanc is also a choice that would be good. And so Kato will go ahead and pick that up. So, yeah.
Very even team comps here,
yeah.
I think. ONU opting for a little bit more damage. Meanwhile, Trine opting for a little bit more HP side, a little bit more HP, a little bit more sustain.
They do have that double ADC and the Lucian Ashe, so objectives are going to be no problem for them to tank.
Yeah, it just depends on this Lucian. You have to assume he's going to go AD, right?
Yeah.
But that leaves the comp from Trine lacking a lot of AP. Just really that Nami and the Ornn to kind of provide a little bit
Yeah.
here and there.
And with the tankiness that would come from the Nautilus and some of the Gnar, specifically Mega Gnar, you have to assume that ONU is going to try and exploit that lack of AP by building a bunch of armor.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see
a Dead Man's Plate.
Yeah,
or
Dead Man's Plate. I think also Aggression might break out a Black Cleaver here.
Yeah.
Shred through any armor that
Oh yeah.
that
Definitely
Ornn
to
and
deal with that
Sejuani.
Ornn, and especially to deal with that Sejuani later on.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting to see how they itemize, at least in the early game. Kato, I feel, might almost go for something like a Seeker's Arm Guard first item, just to get a little bit of armor, a little bit of sustain in that mid lane against Harv on that Lucian. But it depends, because if Kato can start to snowball that lane early, maybe get a quick kill early.
I mean, yeah, and it's going to be up to Kato and Kai to really deal the damage for this team, because Viego is going to be a little difficult to get off the ground, especially with the nerfs to those resets just a couple patches ago. Viego already saw a tank in his playability, but now you're going into an Ornn and a Sejuani, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit more love Direland showing to the mid and bot lane through this first match.
I think crucially this top lane matchup is going to be very interesting. Gnar into Ornn, I think, is fairly Gnar favored in the early game, that ranged ability that Gnar has.
But as we've seen time and time again, Ornn doesn't need to do well in laning phase. He's more useful in his CC and what he provides for the team fight later on in the mid and late game.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting to see how this game turns out. This obviously is game 1 of potentially 5 between Trine and ONU. Any predictions? Anything you want to see from this series? Anything you think is going to happen?
Totally non-biased here. ONU 3-0.
I'm just hoping to see some good games from both teams.
I just want to see a big Gnar ult, really.
Yeah.
We could lose the series, but I just want to see some big Gnar ults from Aggression here. I think that would be really interesting. And I think the way that the teams are going to play really says a lot. I could see Gnar landing a great engage and ONU sweeping team fights, but I can also see
Nautilus is good engage as well.
Yeah. I could also see just that pure tankiness from the side of Trine, just outlasting ONU in these team fights.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will kick it straight to a break, and we'll be back in a couple minutes with all the action in Game 1. It's going to be so much fun.
hopping right
And-
into this game.
And here we are, here for Game 1, GLEC Finals. Oh my goodness, GLEC Fall 2021 Finals. I'm so hyped. I'm so excited. And yeah,
Yeah, just hopping right in. Trine on this blue side, ONU on the red side. Oh, ONU forcing flashes early.
I mean, but you trade mid flash for support flash, which I feel like is a dub in the support team's favor, as well as getting that ward in the early bush out early, getting a decent amount of
Intel and just pressure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Direland try to go for some sort of early gank on mid, knowing that they've forced this flash. And try and know that, so...
But yeah, I was going to say, that also then counts on Harv then trying to reverse engineer that thought and be like, I shouldn't play too aggressive in the early game.
Yeah. Very open to ganks. Especially without that flash, but...
So yeah, both teams going to start on their red side, on their red buff. Meaning that Hagi is probably going to want to push towards this top lane. I mean, that amount of tank and that amount of chunking down from brittleness from Ornn and Sejuani is definitely something that aggression is not going to want to have to deal with. As well as Viego knowing that there's so much tank in that top lane, wanting to help out the mid lane and bot lane, push those lanes out, get Kato and Kai some kills, and then start them on the path to success.
Yeah, so just early game looking pretty slow. Yeah, ONU's bot lane, this Draven's getting a little bit of an early push here, and yeah, we see Direland. Oh. We see the attempt. But
just the dash out of there by Harv.
Yeah.
Good thinking on Harv's part. And I mean, we called it, you know? We called it. Direland was going to try and push that advantage early of not having the flash. Just unfortunately was not able to work out in a way that was helpful.
Yeah, so this getting pushed in. Yeah, Sejuani super late, or super behind on the farm, but going for that full clear. Direland just going through, taking the bot side, supporting his team on this bot push, making sure they can't be ganked, but yeah, Sejuani wandering up towards the top lane. Aggression is going to be the one that's tested first, if I had to imagine.
Harv is pushed up here again, though, so he will be spotted out by a ward. So but Direland could try to do something here. He's at the very least getting Scuttle.
Yeah. This Gnar is going to get really tanky. You see those grasp stacks starting to build up. Super easy to build up against the Ornn. No real way to trade besides, you know, just pretty much full engaging in.
Direland out here for a bot lane gank.
Yeah, but they seem aware. This is the timing that he's found here. Just kind of hovering here and there.
Magic Griffin seemingly unaware. He appears to have gotten out in time. Kai's going to take some poke from the Ashe here. Pushes up a little too far.
But Kai is just going to push for that tower plating in the bot. Almost. Probably just going to push this lane in before that Sejuani gets there, hopefully. Get the tower plating, just get a nice back off. If they overstay, though, they could be in for a world of hurt. But it looks like, yeah, opting for the tower plating. Sejuani is just going to get those.
And already a 20 CS lead in favor of Kai here in this bot lane. And that's allowed him to just push up straight towards that tower and get that first plate.
Yeah, Draven, Nautilus, such a dominant bot lane, especially in the very early game. Draven just pumping out a ton of damage and just pushing that advantage like more and more in his favor. Yeah, you see the Vampiric Scepter and double longswords coming out.
More damage and sustainability. It's going to be able to keep him in lane longer. It's going to allow him to just put so much pressure on Polyps and Magic Griffin here.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume at this point there is a ton of kill potential for the side of ONU. One Nautilus hook and either of these targets could be bursted down in 2 to 3 auto attacks from Kai at this point. So that Draven's so strong.
It's going to be up to Polyps and Magic Griffin to try and avoid those scenarios. They will go ahead and back now themselves as ONU's bot lane does return to lane. The first dragon is up. It's this Ocean Drake, and Direland's going for it straight away.
Yeah, they do have vision, but
Hoggy on the other side of the map, not going to be able to contest it.
Yeah, bot lane backing, opting to just give that dragon. We'll take the next one. If
not even a Rift Herald to trade on the other side of the map, so instead it will be traded by top lane gang. Call of the Forge God will come out. Aggression will be red, the flash will be red, and so much damage coming out, and first blood will be a solo kill from Barrel Rider.
Solo Bolo.
Solo Bolo. Amazing job by Barrel Rider there, just knowing exactly the placement of what Aggression needed to do and executing that combo flawlessly.
Yeah. I think it was a little bit of a misplay from Aggression, flashing towards the wall.
Yeah, the flash did seem a little bit misplaced. The calling will also come out. Some early ulting here to just get this damage down.
Yeah, Aggression does TP back up into the lane, so not going to miss too much CS. But, yeah, that extra gold given over. Already, yeah, you see the Bramble coming through.
Yeah, so Direland is also here in the mid lane. It's going to be avoided by Hars. Hoggy may come in for a counter gank.
Yeah,
going to avoid against it, instead go on the red side of Direland here. Doesn't look like he got any vision down, so.
Yeah. CS lead in the bottom is building almost 25 CS.
But it's also counteracted by this CS difference in the mid lane. Harv up about a wave right now over Kato. Simply just because of that pressure that Lucian provides.
Yeah, super easy to farm on the Lucian comparatively to the LeBlanc.
And Kato just kind of has to go in and get his scraps in and try and keep himself alive. Yeah, Barrel Rider seems to have a great amount of knowledge of this matchup. He knows exactly when to go in to trade in. Oh, but the lane gank here does come out, and Direland does use the Heartbreaker there in order to finish off that kill and give a kill over to Direland. Tied up 1-1.
Yeah, and there's really a win-win situation for that gang. You want those kills on either that Viego or the LeBlanc. Both are good. Both scale tremendously well. I think maybe the LeBlanc would have wanted it.
Yeah.
You know, Viego can get those items from the other people, from the enemies that they kill. So doesn't need to be super strong, but certainly helps every little bit.
Another thing that's going to be a huge factor here is the team fight ability of these teams, because I feel like Glacial Storm will come out here by Hoggy. Kai and Cuz will be able to avoid it just in time, though.
Yeah, Kai does break the cleanse out, though, even though I don't believe that the Sejuani ult landed on him. I think it came up a little bit short. But, yeah, just the instant cleanse just to make sure.
Better safe than dead, I guess, is what Kai was going for there.
Your summoner spell comes back.
But going back to what I was saying, though, the team fight, I feel like, is much better suited in Trine's favor here, just because of that CC that they have with Polyps and Hoggy and Barrel Rider. You know, it's similar to the chain CC we saw yesterday with those three as well as the Malzahar. So it'll be interesting to see how overall that affects how when you choose to go about this. Do they choose to try and skirmish a little bit more in these 3v3s or just uneven-sided fights? Do they look to split push a little bit more? Obviously, Aggression loves to do that. You know, it'll be interesting to see the strategies they employ in order to, because I feel like they have to know that they will get out CC'd here. You know?
Yeah. There's a. It just feels like ONU's comp is a little bit more individualistic in terms of how they will team fight. Besides really Aggression.
If one person is able to get big, the CC won't matter.
Yeah.
You know?
But then it's also
does Hex Flash over the wall, and once again, Harv will just be beaten down by Kato.
Yeah. Finding these ganks, you know, off the early gank from, or I guess the early level 1 flash hook. You know, they're still abusing that and the after effects of that decision from Harv to flash, or I guess that decision that was forced onto him by ONU.
All the Fortune will come out here just to start getting some of this wave.
Yeah, keep the wave out of the tower. Make sure you can get all that CS.
Maybe even try freezing it a little bit.
It's very interesting. I would have assumed that with drag spawning in 10 seconds.
Hoggy is here, does have access to Glacial Prison. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow will come out, and Cuz will actually be the one caught. And that will be a kill for Hoggy. Kato does teleport in, though. Whirling Death does come out. Teleport is going to come in from Harv. It's a 3v4 right now in favor of Trine, as they do pick up the kill onto Cuz there.
Yeah, it's just... They used a lot to get the kill onto Cuz, and they don't really have anything to kind of take the dragon
But
with
once
anymore.
again, despite having the vision in their favor, and I would assume they know ONU's doing the Drake, they do go ahead and allow ONU to take it. So that'll be their second. Barrel Rider pretty low here. Aggression will flash and Gnar ult him into the wall. He's going to try and finish off his health here. Unfortunately, Ornn too tanky. He's got that Bomby Cinder, and he's got the Bramble Vest. He's doing extremely well for himself right now in terms of tank. Kato's going to try and get the stun off here, and the Cuz is going to land it right afterwards, and this will be... Oh, the follow-up
Kato doesn't have...
there. The culling will come out to try and get some damage off as he tries to get out of there, and Harv will successfully disengage.
Yeah, Kato not quite having the cooldowns required. You saw him miss that first E, the first chain. Forced to use his ultimate to get that chain off. So, yeah, just the combo not quite there, but still, great damage, forces him out of lane, buys Kato a nice back, nice recall, up 6 CS now. So, puts the lane in a better state. Even if they don't get the kill, very worth it. But yeah, just...
Barrel Rider going to try and freeze the wave here. He knows he's got this lane advantage. He has so much pressure over aggression right now.
Yeah, it's very even in terms of items and CS in that top lane.
Divine Sunderer is here on for Direland, as well as the Kraken Slayer on for Kai.
Yeah, now comes the time where Kai can really start to have a ton of kill pressure in this bot lane. You have to assume that Cuz is going to be looking for this engage one way or the other. You know, does have that depth charge, does have flash, ignite, so really the only thing they don't have
Hoggy has
is
been
flash
spotted by the vision out here in the
on
bottom side of the
Kai.
river. So if he does go for some sort of bot lane pressure again, which he looks to, it'll be interesting to see how Kai and Cuz choose to respond. Opting for being over the wall here, could flash into Glacial Prison if they really wanted to go for it here.
Looks like they're just kind of content to let this wave push a little bit. Yeah,
Does dash
great
over the wall here.
disengage.
Won't result in anything. They will also spot out Harv there. Direland has roamed down here to this bottom side river in an attempt to do something.
Yeah, just hovering.
And now that the wave is pushed in by the three of them, Direland will come in here as well as Kato for the counter gank. Will be a 4v3. He will flash over the wall and get the stun
on the Ashe.
onto Polyps, and Kai will secure the kill there. Heartbreaker will come out to try and get the re-engage onto Magic Griffin, and Whirling Death will take him out. Actually, Kato will finish the kill there, but Whirling Death certainly helped in that process. Go ahead and spawn that Rift Herald here while we're at it as well, and that'll be at least 2 more tower platings. Sorry, no more tower platings. That will be the tower itself.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
And then we'll go ahead, and because there's no minion wave, though, we'll be able to push onto the second turret here in this bot lane.
They might be able to get this turret, actually.
And this is just going to open up Kai to so many opportunities now that the turret is gone.
Yeah, it looks like they will be able to get this second turret. So a ton of map control for the side of ONU.
Could get the third charge off. Will it? No. No, it will not.
Very ambitious there. But
Aggression doing well at poking off Barrel Rider here, trying to continue to make something of this lane thus far that's kind of been stagnating in favor of Barrel Rider here. Because, again, Barrel Rider doesn't need to have a good laning phase. just has to be able to do what he needs to do. But oh my gosh, the stun will come out, and Aggression is doing so much damage. Call of the Forge God will come out, and the Rock will kill him. Aggression will get that solo bolo there in that top lane, trading it from the one that Barrel Rider gave him earlier. Tit for tat.
Yeah. It's a great combo. You saw when Aggression knew he was in lethal range of the
Kato
Ornn.
popping over the wall. So much damage on the Magic Griffin. Will use the heal to try and save himself here.
This Whirling Death is not quite up.
Diarlin and Cuz are here for the re-engage, though. The flash over the wall
flash
for
comes
pop-ups.
out. Yeah, and that's just going to
That's just going to allow 4 members of ONU to start breaking down this mid-tier turret, and they will succeed in doing so.
Yeah, and it looks like Aggression getting a ton of damage up in the top lane also.
Blue team's turret
And they will go ahead and destroy it. All 3 outer turrets unlocked for ONU.
And one of the inner turrets, as we did see that bottom tier 2 go
Tidecaller
down.
comes out as Kai does get the kill onto Magic Griffin using Whirling Death.
Yeah. ONU's
Now
off to a
6
great
seconds
start
until that 3rd dragon spawns. If ONU is able to secure it here, they will go ahead and secure the Drake, instead opting to try and get this 2nd Rift Herald. They will send Kato down there to put some vision around the Drake. It'll be interesting to see if Hoggy and them choose to respond by taking the dragon here.
Yeah, it looks like they're probably going to use this Rift Herald to either crack that mid tier 2 or maybe, you know.
Trine is now noticing that ONU is not on the Drake, so they could feasibly go for it here.
I think they just don't have the members from the team up in time to really put pressure on this Drake before ONU can get the Rift Herald and then put that down somewhere, put a ton of pressure onto that side of the map. Yeah, just opting to farm, try to recoup some of this lead.
But now we're looking at a Rift Herald situation with all 3 outer turrets already cracked open. So this is a... Oh my gosh, Kai caught out with a Glacial Storm here. He will burn
Great
both his cleanse and his exhaust, but now the teleport will come in from Aggression. He will have to jump out of there as Meganar. Call of the Forge God will pop him up. The re-engaged here. Kai and Diarlin.
Oh, and a great ult
ONU.
from Gnar.
Amazing Gnar ult is going to come through. 2 kills for Cuz here. Nami does, Diarland as Nami gets a kill onto Ashe, and that will be everyone but Barrel Rider killed for ONU.
Yeah, Aggression coming up huge with that Gnar ult, stunning 3 members of Trine, just single-handedly winning that fight. And then guess who is coming in with the cleanup kills? Yeah, that's right, it's Cuz.
Yep.
Not quite who you'd expect to be doing that, but hey, 2 quick kills for the support.
2 quick turrets and 1 quick inhibitor.
Yeah, and that's going to turn into Dragon. That's going to turn into so much pressure in mid.
ONU just doing a really good job of pushing the advantages they created early on and transitioning that into the mid game.
Yeah. Getting this soul point already. Keeping everyone alive through that fight pretty much. And just fairly dominant team fight there.
Yeah.
Some great
You
TPs
are
from
spawning the
Aggression.
super minions now, so that is going to be a lot of extra gold into the pocket of Trine, even though you have a 9,000k, sorry, 9k gold lead. Even though you have a 9k gold lead, that is a lot of extra gold that you're putting into the pocket of Trine. So I don't know about necessarily taking that inhibitor at the moment. I mean, with Shelly there, it was going to be probably going to be taken anyway.
Yeah.
But so not much you can do about that situation. But now Trine does have a way to at least make up some of this gold deficit.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, but it looks like ONU might just look to end here. So far ahead right now. 9k
One
gold.
good team fight might do it.
Yeah, another engage like that from Aggression, or maybe a great hook from Cuz, and they could find their way right into the, end game of this.
They're waltzing right in. Dylan gonna channel the dash through. Aggression trying to get some poke off. The hook will land for Cuz. Tidecaller will come out as well as Glacial Prison, and Cuz will get caught out in the middle of the entirety of Trine. Shutdown will come down onto Harv as Kato will get the kill onto Harv. 3v4 here.
Oh, and a
Gnar
great
will
stun
come
again.
out. Double kill here for Kato. Kato gonna... Oh, that was the Mimic. I got fooled. Kato will get his quadra kill here. Will Kato go for the pentakill? It'll be up to Diarlin and Aggression to let him have it. Actually, Barrel Rider not going to allow him to have it. And the Nexus turrets will fall here. And this might be the end of the game at 20 minutes.
Yeah, very fast.
They will, and the Nexus will fall here, and that'll be a quick first game in favor of ONU.
A summoner has
Yeah. You
So
see-
yeah,
Kato just said enough at
Yeah, I
the
mean,
end.
not much to say about the game because it didn't last very long. I mean, ONU knew their win conditions coming into the game. They started off with repetitive ganks when Harv was out of position, and they were just able to capitalize on that, and then transitioned that into dragons and objectives, and then pushing that into towers, and overall, a pretty good tutorial on how to
Scale an early game into snowballing that
yeah
lead.
how to just snowball a lead over and over perfectly with not a lot of necessarily mistakes besides maybe a couple things in top lane that could have gone better. But yeah, we will be taking about a 10-minute break, and we will be right back with game 2 to see how both of these teams kind of like
Take what they got from last game, learn from it, adapt their comps.
yep.
It's going to be very interesting. So
I have a
see you
feeling it's
then.
going to be a Draven ban, but nonetheless we'll be back in just a little bit. It's game 2. Here we are. Hello? All right.
We're good. We're good. We're ready to go.
It's not coming through the headset, so I was just wondering. It doesn't hear? I can't hear it. Hello? All right. Now we're good. There we go.
Yeah, now we can hear.
Okay, there we go. So, yeah, here we are for game 2. Sides are the same.
They really hate Xerath on the side of Trine.
Which is weird, because I only saw Cuz play it once, like, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't think it's super popular these days. I don't think either mid or support are going to be.
So you see the LeBlanc ban come out from Trine here. They also do ban the Xerath, and we ban, once again, the Volibear Yuumi, and they ban Camille.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what top laners come out this time.
I have a theory. No, they left Akali open.
They left Akali and Draven open.
So
we could see Draven, Akali, Nautilus picked right now.
They do once again first pick the. Oh, yep, there it is. There's the Akali for Kato. But we pick up the Graves for, I'm going to assume, aggression. Obviously, could be Graves jungle, but Graves top is a lot more playable right now. But I also know aggression isn't the greatest Graves.
I haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
Or not Graves top. I've seen
maybe
Graves top before, but I haven't seen aggression's Graves.
Maybe they expect Barrel Rider to just once again go into the Ornn. So it'll be interesting. We see a Mumu come out here for, I would assume, Magic Griffin, but also possibly Hoggy. Yeah. So interesting. And they were hovering over that Zoe, but I'm wondering if they'll then change to a Vayne pick.
Yeah, so we'll probably see that Lucian mid again if that Vayne comes
Circling through a bunch of different things. Now we're looking at top options, and it will once again land on Ornn. Look, at some point, it's too much. Oh.
Yeah. Too much Ornn, never a problem. Let's see what Kato decides to pick up for this.
Oh, so it will be a Graves jungle for Direland here, and we will pick up the Fiora. Fiora as a counter to the Ornn. I'm going to drink water.
So let's
stay hydrated, Twitch audience. It's the key to sustaining a healthy lifestyle. So yeah.
Just better for you.
We do once again ban the Malzahar, staying our bans the same as last time. If they ain't broke, no need to fix them. But yeah, Fiora into Ornn now. We've seen so many things into this Ornn now. Camille many times. And now we've seen the Gnar, and now we're looking at the Fiora.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting.
Fiora just has so much poke and just 1v1 ability.
Yeah, and if there's something that Ornn does not want to be doing, it's 1v1ing.
Yep.
Especially in that early game when he can't have too much armor stacked up already, Fiora could look to really abuse the Ornn in the top lane, poke him down real low, make it so he can't farm, and just really make his life as hard as possible.
So we see support
support
bans on the side of Trine here with the Leona and Blitzcrank. And on the side of ONU, our last ban goes to the Misfortune. So trying to pick stuff into Kai here. I'm assuming we'll see the support first, so they get the ADC. Could be picking up a Nautilus. Could also be picking up something.
I mean, the Nautilus has been working, so I don't really see like there's a need to fix it.
This team needs some tanky. So we will pick up the Vayne for Kai instead. Obviously, they were hovering over that. So maybe it's more of a challenge of like, all right, fine, we'll pick the Vaynes. What do you want to pick?
If you don't want it, we'll take it.
So we will get the support counter pick here, which would also be nice, knowing what support would counter. As also, again, assuming this isn't in a Mumu jungle. We're going to find out right here no matter what. So
maybe it might be a Mumu jungle.
Yeah, it'll be a Mumu jungle, and it'll be Lulu support. Or maybe they're just completely messing with me, and it's Lucian ADC and Lulu mid.
Hey, Ornn mid, Lulu top.
Go to hell. Syndra will be the last pick here. For the Harv played well on the Syndra yesterday. He does like those control mages, and because Malzahar isn't up there, he'll get the next best option with Magic Griffin. With
Tristana.
I blinked.
Blink and you miss it.
Yeah. But once again, this team is going to suffer from the same problem of not a lot of AP.
Yeah.
Does a Mumu build AP, I think?
I mean, his damage is primarily AP, but I would assume that he has to build towards tank more so than AP. Maybe things like Abyssal Mask.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, interesting. So we see the Gragas come out here.
so it has to be Gragas, Vayne bot lane,
Yeah.
Akali, Graves, Fiora.
Yeah.
Uh,
So much flexing happening on both sides of the map.
yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Once again, it looks like Trine opting for a team fight heavy comp while ONU's opting for we just think we are individually better.
Fiora, the
we
queen of
can
split
outplay
pushing in
that
that
way.
top lane. The queen top lane split pusher. Vayne very good at chunking down these tanky people. And so that's probably why they wanted to see if they would go with that Orange Sejuani again. And then they'll be like, we have Vayne now.
Yeah.
So it's like, it wasn't a problem before, but now it will be even less because Vayne is just going to tank you out.
Yeah, this Ornn is going to be so useless if this Vayne can get ahead a little bit in this early game. And it feels like, although that kind of level 1, level 2, level 3 goes the way of Lucian Lulu, I think once Vayne starts to come online a little bit, level 6, along with the Gragas, I think you can get these easy kills.
And once Gragas has access to the explosive cask, he can easily separate the two. A wild growth Lucian is also a thing I would never want to see or face,
Yes.
no matter what I'm playing. But yeah, it's just, yeah. ONU's got so much damage. They gave Kato the Akali, so we will be seeing that once again.
The only problem is this Akali versus Tristana matchup is going to be tough. Akali, that melee character, so it's on Kato to kind of play this early game correctly, play it to as close to perfection as he can. Otherwise, this Tristana might kind of scale too quickly for him.
Yeah. Speaking of quickly, we're going to go ahead and let you go to spectator delay. And we're going to put on some music and some jams. And we'll be right back with all the action in Game 2.
You wanna know my feelings every time I look in your eyes. Baby, I can feel your energy, it's making me realize everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I, you and I. Everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I, you and I.
And we are back, hopping right into game 2 of the grand finals. You didn't see anything.
Time loop.
Yeah, we're in the Matrix. Wow, I feel like I've seen this before.
So yeah, here we go. Owen, you're going to be starting off with once again another invade comp.
Yeah, I mean, I think ONU kind of not needs all the help they can get, but if they can get anything in this early game, it's just going to make this so much easier for them.
Opting rather for a
champions.
counter invade
Yeah.
strategy.
All of these champions for ONU very strong in that early game, but even stronger in the late game, to be honest. You see that Vayne, you have a Kali. They really only get stronger as time goes on. Fiora peaks very, mid to late game.
Aggression more CS than everyone in
Yeah.
the game right now.
You can see that he's clearly the most effective player.
Goal-
This gold graph is tremendously in ONU's favor right now.
My goodness.
If you were to look at just that, you'd say Trine doesn't have a chance, but 15 gold. 20 gold, my bad.
You're bad at commentating League of Legends.
Yeah,
You don't
that's
know.
not my game, so
So yeah, this mid lane is going to be interesting to see because just having that range advantage means that Harv should be able to deal with Kato's Akali fairly easily. But at the same time, dealing with Kato's Akali is, like a paradox.
yeah. The deal with it is to make sure you don't die to it.
Yeah.
But Direland
Having
opting
that range advantage should help them out a lot.
this early game, just trading forward in the bot lane. Both teams just doing their best to pump out some damage. Will ONU get the level 2 in time? I don't know. That's why it hops away, but it looks like yes. Getting that level 2 advantage, but not really any way to convert off of it. They don't have a ton of engage, just that Gragas E, but not a, nothing to really follow up. Not a ton of CC, at least in this early point right now. So they'll just opt to farm, push the wave in, deny that CS. Yeah, already up 12 CS in the bot lane. Granted, the wave is pushing in towards Trine's tower.
Yeah, as well as we look at this mid lane. Oh, Palp's going to get some nice poke damage in on Kai.
Yeah, you see exactly what we were talking about the other day when I believe it was Trine running the same exact bot lane. Or maybe it was Lucian Nami, but that press the attack coming in with the extra bonus damage from, that enchanter support, buffing that damage.
Ooh.
Wow, very risky.
Kai gonna be able to back in time just as. Oh wow! Nice job there by Hoggy, able to steal steal the scuttle crab and steal Direland's life away. First blood once again over to Trine.
Yeah, a little bit of a miscommunication. Kai taken pretty low in that early trade, unable to stay and help Direland with that scuttle crab. Will Kato take this? He will.
Oh yeah, he wants that damage. He wants to be able to trade as much as possible here so we can get Harv back to lane so we can get some farm. He's staying up to date a little bit, at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, keeping it within
once again,
reach.
Hoggy stays in the lane, and that's going to mean another kill for Hoggy onto Cuz.
Yeah, double kill in the beginning for the side of Trine. Off to a way better start than last time. But once again, ONU fairly dominant in that mid game. Their rotation's on point, so that's the part that Trine really has to watch out for. And they have to work to countering what ONU is going to bring to the table.
But this early game 2 kills should help them very much, as well as this vision in the red side, so they know exactly where Direland's at. The Cloud Drake does spawn here in 14 seconds, so it will be interesting to see if Hoggy chooses to go for this Cloud Drake here. But also, getting those 2 kills early means he gets access to a Bomby Cinder and Boots. So he's going to be extra tanky. He's going to deal more damage with the stun just by being around people. And the Boots means he's going to be able to get there even faster.
Yeah. Crucially, though, some help for ONU.
And once again, here he goes. Now he's going after Kato. He's
Yeah.
able to get through with the smoke screen.
Unable to secure that kill. But, yeah, crucially, Amumu getting both of those kills. Not the worst, but also not really the best. You might have wanted those kills onto something like the Tristana or the Lucian. So a little hope for ONU there.
Not much he could have done about the first kill,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
Just because it was a solo kill through the jungle. But yeah, Direland is going to go ahead and take the Dragon off of this, though. That is going to be that Cloud Drake. Kato going to get level 6 here. He will have access to that perfect execution. And in the top lane here, Barrel Rider continuing to just push this advantage. And now Hoggy been all over the map with them boots. He moving. He moving big fast.
He's schmoving, as they say. Yeah, just pushing that tower, or that wave in. Yeah, you do see the Fiora up 10 CS, so any CS that you can deny with that tower going to be beneficial in the long run for the Ornn. But
That
yeah,
will
this
also allow
trading
Aggression
in
to
the
get level
bot lane.
6 first. That will also allow Aggression to get level 6 first, so he will have access to the... Oh, I'm trying to remember. To the Fiora ult, which will allow him to deal a lot more damage and combo into this Barrel Rider, break down that armor.
Stance? Nah, that sounds wrong.
Nonetheless, Direland is here, and Polyps is just going to get immediately caught out. Didn't even need Direland there, but Cuz will get the kill for the side of ONU. Grand Challenge.
Grand challenge.
That's
Cheating.
Yeah, you were cheating, and I didn't need to. Then again, not your job to remove it. But yeah, Aggression is level 7 here. And he could fully go onto this Ornn, but obviously he's got a lot more health, and now that he's called the Forge God, it's going to be very dangerous to try and go all in here. near the
Yeah,
tower.
crucially though, does have that W for the stun, so completely immune to that knockup, I believe. As long as he gets that W down, and then can just stun that Ornn up right away.
Cuz has roamed all the way up here. Does want to try and just help relieve some of the pressure that's already pushing into this top tower. Maybe get some excess damage onto Barrel Rider.
Yeah, it looks like they just want to push this lane in so that they can get it back on Aggression. Needing all the help they can get to push that wave in. The Ornn's so tanky.
Hoggy just going to go straight onto tower here. Curse of the Sad Mummy will come out, as well as a teleport. But Kai is already dead.
Yeah.
Kato also here. Not going to use the perfect execution. It's a 1v3. Potentially 1v4 had he chosen to stay with Harv roaming down. But yeah, unfortunately, just, well, Kai gets caught out there in a gank. Direland, though, going to take that opportunity to be on the other side of the map and go ahead and get that Rift Herald.
Yeah, and we've seen what ONU can do with these Rift Heralds. Finding a lot of value, you know, breaking that, I believe it was 2 turrets in the bot lane last game, along with, I think the inhib in mid, and that tier 2 turret also. So the Rift Heralds have been so far very effective for ONU. So, you know, maybe they're looking to recreate some of that success from last game, or just drop it and get a ton of gold onto either Kato, Kai, or maybe even Aggression in the top lane.
Yeah, not any plating's taken, so already we're seeing a slower paced game here. Kato's going to get some nice combo damage onto Harv here.
Yeah, but see Magic Griffin just hovering that mid lane, gives him that shield, that extra damage, and Kato's just forced to back off. No point in trading past that point. So
ONU has frozen the wave here in the bot lane, so that's going to allow Kai to pick up some of this extra farm coming in. Without very little possibility of a gank with Direland around, should they necessarily need it, he may come in here. Hoggy is also roaming down here, so we could see gank and counter gank potentially, as well as a ward that will catch out Direland, so Polyps and Magic Griffin are going to woefully get out of there. Wearifully, rather.
yeah, but it also breaks the freeze a little bit that Kai had built up in the bot lane. So kind of resetting that lane. But yeah, you see the farm difference here. 16, 17 for the side of ONU.
Russian is pushing in a Barrel Rider here as well. He's getting some nice damage off on him. And now Harv's going to attempt to get the first plating here, and he will succeed in doing so, getting some nice extra gold in his pocket.
Yeah, just gold lead swinging in favor of ONU very slightly. Just the, the CS difference in top and bot lane, along with Direland building up quite a CS lead in that jungle. But you've seen how you have a little bit more success in these ganks.
Yep.
So far, at least. And yeah, they're setting up for the dragon.
So it is an Earth Drake, meaning we will be dealing with an Infernal or an Ocean Soul. I'm going to go ahead and say Infernal Soul. Why not?
Yeah, I'm going to say Ocean Soul because I can.
And also it means one of us will be right.
Yeah.
It's me! Haha.
Yeah, so now I think, at least for ONU, you're looking for this soul. That soul is going to be everything that you need to just end this whole game right here.
This is a damage-based team. You want a damage-based Dragon Soul.
Yeah.
They do have it here. But they're 3 dragons away, and that's a long ways away if they truly do want that.
Already this game looking a lot closer. This early aggression from Trine working wonders to really stall out this game a lot longer than last game would have gone. But once again, crucially, this can just all end in a couple minutes. A team fight here and there, that Rift Herald dropped, and we could be in a very similar position as we were last game. Multiple turrets gone.
But as of right now, Trine does have the advantage in terms of kills. They have Hoggy here, who's been incredibly crucial in determining the sides of these team fights that are going in favor of them. Aggression getting some nice trading off here against Barrel Rider.
Yeah, that was a little bit overzealous, I believe,
Direland
from
will have to
aggression.
spawn the Rift Herald here, so we'll waltz on over slowly to the bot lane. And Direland will go ahead and help it out here by ganking around. Gonna clear the vision around there. Hoggy is right over here, so he can help respond to Direland being here. It'll at least be 2, 3 platings.
Yeah. Finally, they do rotate in. Get that Rift Herald dead. Save those last 2 plates. A little bit of HP on that turret now, but yeah, a ton of gold just funneled right into Kai. And I mean, that's exactly who you want it to be on. That Vayne is going to scale tremendously. And yeah, just burst down really any target on Trine. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just 2 or 3 shots to kill this Lucian and Lulu later in the game.
Oh my goodness, so much combo potential coming out from Barrel Rider here. And the W is going to be able to block the Call of the Forge God there. Definitely saved Aggression's life there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying earlier.
Would have
Just so much
unstagnated
disengage.
this top lane. Flash will come out from Hoggy over the wall.
Yeah, unable to find that Q. We see Riftmaker completed for Kato. So big power spike coming in there. Is half an item ahead of that Tristana. So there could be a window here where Kato could find some either
Aggression
good
has
trades
stayed.
or...
Has stayed in this lane. Expected Barrel Rider to kind of push up too far. And with Direland kind of taking around. Oh, the Grand Challenge does come out, and he will succeed in doing so. Conqueror will also stack up, and he's going to try and get the excess poke here that he needs, the W. And Direland gets a poke on to get the assist gold, but that kill was certainly all Aggression's to take.
Yeah. Imagine if Direland took that, there would be some heated words
Would have
from
been
Aggression.
some tactical pinging going on.
Enemies are missing at this your location.
Yeah.
But I mean, a great kill, great solo kill. Yeah, you know, like I said, that Ornn living
Wasn't
forever.
a solo kill.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it is 1 minute 15 seconds left before this first Infernal Drake spawns. Will be the first of 3 for one of these teams if they want to get soul. Gore Drinker will be caught onto aggression.
Yeah, items starting to come through. I'm very surprised that Direland does not have a completed item yet, but he might just be opting to sit on a little bit of gold.
Kai's starting to get the trading onto Polyps, and as you were saying, but the oh my goodness! The calling come out to just do the excess damage that Polyps needed. Both ADCs thought they would win the trade, and it turns out they were both right. Just so happens that Cuz happened to help make that happen.
Kai
well, I'm just, you know what I mean. 3 people in the mid lane here as they attempt to go ahead and knock down this turret, thanks to the help of Tristana's great ability to take down turrets.
Yeah, Kai, I think, maybe misclicked. I think it was a cleanse that was used. Or maybe he thought he had heal instead of cleanse. But, yeah, cleanse came out to counter the culling, and that's not really going to be working out.
Hoggy's going to look for a potential engage onto ONU here if they attempt to move towards this dragon. Because being careful to watch his step of where he's going. He feels something fishy in the air, and so he's going to back off.
There's only so many places that Trine can be on this map because, you know, there's some vision control in the top lane. They have eyes on one, but that's pretty much it. So playing very carefully, ONU is...
With aggression pushed in the top wave here, they will go ahead and start the second Rift Herald. And they will secure the second Rift Herald. Also important to note, trying to get the first tower of that game earlier with the with that push in the mid turret, and that's just no Rift Herald needed, no gimmicks, all just Tristana being able to break down towers very, very easily. And they will also go ahead and secure this first Infernal Drake here for themselves.
Looks like Direland is having... Oh, I thought there was an Ornn there for a second, but... Once again, don't have my glasses. So.
So yeah, Kato has not really been able to come online in this game because of that Tristana. So Harv has just been doing a great job despite having no kills of just understanding the matchup of what they both need to be able to do and succeeding well in that. So Trine has kind of forced Kato and Kai into a corner where they're not able to necessarily respond to what Trine is putting out right now. And so at the very least, until they scale later on, ONU's got to they're kind of pushed into a corner at the moment.
A little bit confused by this Vayne build. I kind of would have thought Kraken comes out. Just get that double true damage proc on every third auto attack. Is going to be really helpful against the Ornn and the Amumu as they're both building fairly tanky, but opting for the
really
Immortal
wants
Shield
to
Bow.
heal, apparently. 2 Immortal Shield Bows, a Gore Drinker, and a Rift Maker really just going to want you to heal.
Yeah, it looks like ONU is kind of recognizing what Trine's going to go for. Trine going for a pretty decent team fight-esque comp, so ONU opting to try to sustain through it rather than go for the burst damage. Going to take a little bit longer for them to scale up into that, you know, very, very lethal range for Kai on the Vayne. But
oh my goodness, and now Tristana has once again taken another turret down. Direland will trade it on the top side of the map. Grand Challenge will come out here as aggression will just continually poke at Barrel Rider. He's so tanky. Cuz and Direland are going to try and get in there to help him out, and aggression will go ahead and get the solo kill there. But the other 4 members of Trine here are pushing in the mid lane. They will retreat into the blue side jungle as Kai does arrive here, only because they want to go on to Kato here, but he will be able to get away. Tristana will deal the damage to get him to back off, but it will be not a kill.
yeah, Kato doing a great job to really pull them off of that mid tower, not letting them get any push there.
ONU wants to continue to fight here. Cuz aggression and Kai going around the back side to try and pick up someone here. Harv might be the choice. Harv's going to turn on to Kai, but this entire time, Direland is pushing in the mid lane. Flash will come up from Magic Griffin. And now Barrel Rider has come to answer Direland. He's so tanky, just about that Warmog's armor. He has so much health. He will be able to destroy the Rift Herald, and Direland's just going to keep pushing into him here.
Yeah, you see Ornn with that. He has plated steel caps and a bramble and Warmogs. So much health.
And the rest
so
of
much
ONU here waiting for some sort of engage here in this bot lane. They keep pushing the wave back and forth. They want to do something.
Yeah, they're just opting to let the rest of the map kind of play out as usual. They think they have the favor there. They have top lane pushing.
Well, in this entire time, Direland is pushing in the waves. So while the rest of the team is even being a distraction to this bot lane push, Direland's been able to collect so much gold off of just farming. Barrel Rider, you could say, has been doing the same, but with his death earlier on, he has not had much time to do so.
Yeah, Direland up to 173 CS, 62 over the Amumu. So he's definitely figured out something.
He's on his way towards that second item. It's going to be that collateral damage. It's going to do so much.
Yeah, has that serrated Dirk, so maybe a collector. Yeah, collector
Yes.
comes out.
So one thing, important thing to bring up about this game is that you look at the kills. Kills are the same. Trine has one more dragon. Both teams have 2 turrets. And then what is the 4K gold difference here for ONU? It's the CS. It's so much difference in the jungle and in the bot lane and in the top lane. That is like, this is if the last game was a textbook example of how to snowball correctly, this is a textbook example of how CSing wins games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it is just as important as any other mechanic in League of Legends.
Yeah, I mean, these waves are, 2 waves are almost equivalent to a full kill. So, you miss some of these waves and it really
Cuz is
starts
going to
to
push
add up.
Barrel Rider out. He's going to have to be forced to flash out. Not a lot of bot tower left to help him out, and Direland secure the kill there with his newly acquired Collector. And now Kato wants to go in on Harv here.
Yeah, just opting to trade. Both taken very low by each other. But
Kai
yeah,
wants to continue to push in here on this bot side turret. He'll roll out and roll right back in. The Infernal Drake has spawned, and Direland wants that. Meanwhile, the bot lane for, as well as Hoggy, is pushing in. They get the tier 2 mid turret.
yeah, so just trading tier 2 turrets and then trading neutral objectives. ONU will get the dragon. Looks. Oh, they're going to go for Kato. I feel like opting to maybe put pressure on Baron. But it just looks like they're going
They
to
want
take
to keep
this
getting
top
these
tower.
towers. They're going to get their 4th one here.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
And that bot tier turret, they were pushing in significantly. Not sure how low it is for ONU's side. The other one.
Other one is gone.
The tier 2 on the side. Oh, it is gone. Okay,
Yeah, they're even 4-4.
gotcha. So Direland, Cuz, and Kai
Oh,
here are
and
going
a
to go on
great
to
engage.
Harv. Direland will be the target. He'll have to flash over the wall. The culling will come out, and most of that damage so much onto Kai right now. Owen, you're going to be forced to retreat here.
Yeah, both sides just backing up. Kai is just going to heal up. He has that Immortal Shield bow. He has that healing. Yeah. He's already going to be back to full HP real soon. Opting for the Ginsu's Rage Blade also, so...
Every member of ONU here, with the exception of Cuz, is able to self-heal off of these minion waves, so it's just so much sustainability on the side of ONU.
Yeah, and everyone on ONU except for Kai has a bounty for their death, so... A little bit of pressure on ONU not to give up these kills for too easy, too free. Because, that's... Bounty mechanic is one of the easiest ways to get back into a game. You get that bonus gold on a kill, and you
It
really
is interesting
propel
to see
yourself.
Kai with a KDA of 0-2. This Vayne has just not necessarily worked out in the way ONU has expected. I know that Vayne is a scaling champion, but it just seems like, despite the attempts, it just hasn't necessarily come online in the way that they want it to yet. It'll be interesting to see with how team fights go on later on. It seems like this is a much more objective-focused game than kills, obviously.
Yeah.
As Aggression continues to split pushing in the bottom lane here.
Oh, Kai's bounty does pop up due to that CS difference he has. But, yeah, no, this Vayne is going to be online real soon. You know, next item, or half item even, you know, maybe a BF sword or something like that can propel this Vayne into not relevancy, because I wouldn't say he's not relevant
Big
right
mode.
now, but yeah, propel this Vayne into what we all know and love, unless you're playing against Vayne. Then you for sure do not love, but you certainly will notice.
Barrel Rider and Aggression here just kind of chilling out. Polyps is going to get pushed away by the explosive cast from Cuz.
And not finding too much, but just pushing this wave in, forcing
Oh,
them to
Aggression
respond.
does go ahead and get the solo kill onto Barrel Rider there, and it's going to be forced to back off as they have low health and really don't want to go after anything.
Yeah, Onyu's looking to force the Baron.
They're looking for the Baron, and if they choose to respond here, Harv is going to go answer Aggression. And Aggression will now back off, seeing as Harv is coming down towards it.
Harv is, unable to catch up.
The calling will come out, and most of those shots will go onto Kato. Cuz is going to be locked in as the target here, and will get the damage dealt by Polyps. Kato on very low health as well. Stun will come out for Direland. Perfect execution going to go around to try and get onto Hoggy as well as Wild Growth to get that extra health. Teleport will come in from Aggression. Kai and Magic Griffin. Aggression will get the kill with the W. Hoggy, very, very low health, going to have to get out of here. Harv to try and deal the damage to get him to go away. He will use the Blast Cone to get over the wall. One kill for each team.
Yeah. ONU left in a slightly better position, keeping control of this topside river and jungle, taking all the farm there, getting that scuttle, just making sure that, you know, Trine can't really pull anything out of that kill there. There's nothing really else for them to get. ONU taking everything and just kind of keeping the advantage swinging their way. After, you know, a tough early game for ONU, Trine definitely came in with something planned out.
The reason that we're like, oh, I guess this game is weird for ONU because Kai and Kato haven't come online, it's because it's the rare Aggression hyper carry. It's not something we see very often, but you know, you love to see top laners hyper carrying. He's got 4 kills now, all 4 of which have been pretty much solo kills onto Barrel Rider here.
Yeah, and just look at the CS difference here. Still,
Aggression loves his Fiora because he's able to split push, which he's currently doing right now.
Just keeping so much pressure around the map, forcing Trine to rotate or lose.
And all this damage coming out from ONU is going to be able to burst down this dragon and set up soul point for them for the Infernal Soul. What?
Blue team's
Oh yeah,
turret
there
has
is a
been
Flame Horizon
destroyed.
in the jungle with that CS. And Aggression does get his 5th turret of the game. I'm just going to say they're Aggression's turrets because let's be real here, he's the one getting them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Flame Horizon, for those who don't know, is a 100 CS lead, or at least a CS difference over your other laner. It's a mark of a pretty dominant game, for sure, or at least a pretty dominant difference in one lane. Jungle, it's a little bit iffy sometimes because, you know, the lanes don't. It's not really a lane. It's a map. So, Dire Lane go around. He might be getting more farm in the lanes than Amumu is, but also just winning this game or having control of this game means he can take that farm from Amumu.
Harv's going to jump over the wall, and the target will be Kuz here, as well as all that damage going to come out. The stun will come from Hoggy, and now he'll get stunned up. Wild Growth will save him, as well as his own flash.
Yeah, he's going to have to flash out.
Trine is able to get a kill there.
Trine's able to get one, but you see how afraid they are of being in range of Kai for longer than a couple seconds. You know, that Amumu taken very low, but with no support, they opt to lean towards the Baron. Aggression.
They are bursting it down very, very fast. Will ONU be able to respond in time? The only one that can really get there is Aggression. They will have to give up the Baron buff, and that'll be a Baron buff for Trine.
Yeah, but can they get out with this Baron buff intact? ONU, like a pool of sharks just circling them, making sure they opt for the safest route back home.
No blood for these sharks today.
Yeah. Sharks unable to find anything, but, you know, maybe if they were a little bit quicker. But it didn't quite look like they were sure that they were going for that Baron until aggression came in with that Scryer's Bloom to really reveal the pit. So,
Yeah, so nonetheless, this is something that Trine can use to get back into this game. They have this Baron buff now, so they can push through as much as they want.
yeah, just look at those control wards in the bottom side of Trine's jungle.
And they have the towers. They have the openings, specifically in the mid lane. Mid lane is cracked wide open, so if they really want to push through it here, they could. And ONU's going to have to respond to that, but ONU instead going to push through their opening in the bot lane, and they're going to try and secure the inhibitor here. The calling will come out to just try and get rid of the wave as well as some health of ONU, but ONU is going to take their inhibitor and leave.
Yeah, that's a great macro play from
All the
ONU.
Forge God will come out. They want to continue to go here. Kato will be the target.
Yeah, it just doesn't look
It's
like
close.
they have the movement speed to catch up.
They do.
Oh, they do, at least on Kato. So that'll be 1 kill for them.
Yep. Shutdown
Consolation for the inhib, but
Shutdown will go onto Polyps. It's a lot of gold to put in his pocket.
yeah, but you know, that kill is almost, I don't know if it's worth it for Trine in the end. Do they lose that? They lose the tier 3, they lose the inhib. Their base is open at this point.
But they still have this Baron buff to go through for another minute. They can push through on this mid wave. They have the Baron buff still, all 5 members. Not necessarily split pushing it in the best way, but you know, they have opportunities here to really push through here. And they can get the Infernal Drake next, and that sets up Soul for both teams. I mean, they need to get this one here. Instead, they're going to reset right before it spawns in a minute.
Yeah, a minute is, however, plenty of time for them to get back to that that dragon pit. And yeah, they.
One thing we failed to mention is ONU's lack of tank. We talked about how these are very heavy AD teams for Trine, but they don't really have someone on their team that can tank it. So that's why I believe they went for these healing builds here with the 4 carries of ONU.
Yeah, the closest thing to a tank is Gragas, but he's not too tanky, opting for the
Everfrost build, more for stunning and separating team members of Trine. Hanky and Harv are going to go in on Direland here. They want to get something, force Direland's flash out. That'll be imperative as they try and go for the 4th Drake here.
Yeah, and ONU's just kind of threatening this mid push, forcing Trine to respond.
Call the Forge God will come out. The rest of the team is here. Who do they want to go on? Looks like Kai will be the first target. Pops will get destroyed, as well as Barrel Rider soon enough. And there will be the kill there. Tristana will get the kill onto Kato. The backline is being destroyed as Kai is getting attacked onto. Aggression will get the kill onto Magic Griffin. Now it'll be up to Hoggy and Harv to save the day here as they go onto Aggression. So much damage from this Tristana. Hoggy's going to go after Kato here.
Blue team's turret has been
He's got to
destroyed.
be careful. Harv's on full health. Onyu's going to try and finish the game as Kato distracts the rest of them.
Yeah, just Kato stalling them out for so long.
Oh my
Harv is
goodness!
going to get that kill.
So much damage onto Harv, but
Onyu's just
going
going to end the game.
Finish the game here,
Turret has been destroyed.
and they will go ahead and get the Nexus and just finish it off. So, ONU took the opportunity there. There were 3 members down, and Kato was able to go in and stop them from being able to do anything. But still, if they had not finished the game there, that is Trine's game. Are you kidding me? That's your damage on Tristana near the end. Oh, and you realized they had to finish that now. They saw their opportunity, they took it, and that has won them game 2.
Yeah.
And that will take them to match point in the GLEC finals against Trine here into game 3.
Yeah, I mean, what a play from Kato. Kai surviving so long on that vein. I believe till the end of the game even also. Or maybe not. Maybe I think he did.
I'm pretty sure Tristana destroyed him.
No, Tristana destroyed the other one.
Kato.
Yeah,
Nonetheless,
Kato.
we're going to be going on another short break, I'd assume. Another 10 minutes as we get set up for game 3. We'll see if ONU is able to finish it off or if Trine has a little bit more of a horse in this race, and we'll be right back. Ha! Here we are.
Game 3.
Game 3. Potentially.
Potentially the last one of the series.
Oh wait, they swapped sides.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they bamboozled me.
They didn't swap sides, which Wyatt thought they swapped sides, and so therefore have not swapped sides. Which Wyatt then believes
That's crazy how I knew that the whole time.
is swapped. Anyway, bans have stayed somewhat similar to what
No
we
Xerath
have.
ban.
No Xerath
Key.
ban.
We could have an angle here, a Jhin Xerath bot lane. If I had to guess, I think Kato's gonna play Irelia.
Stop it. Don't act like
Um,
that's information.
What? That's investigative journalism. I've been looking at his OPGG.
No, you haven't.
I've been reading scouting reports. I've been in discussions with the team. So if I had to guess, I think Kato is going to break out the Aurelia.
He can't.
They banned it. So my life is pain. They're watching. Stop stream sniping Trine. That's really great. Thanks, guys. They must have been reading the same scouting reports that I was. Kato is going to be furious. Like,
Yeah.
unreal
Huh.
how mad he is. They picked the Tristana.
They picked the Tristana and the Akali.
Yeah, I think ONU is just going to go no holds barred and just try to win this game as fast as possible.
We do see the first pick on the Lucian once again. Boy, that's comedy. That's just
like
straight up comedy right there.
Caster Curse right there on steroids.
Yeah. So Hoggy will be picking up the gangplank here for Barrel Rider. Never mind, it's gonna be the Fiora for Barrel Rider. As well as something else.
Do we see the Ornn from Aggression?
I don't want to see Warren at all.
Wyatt doesn't want to see Ornn. I think Wyatt is stupid.
It's
Gonna
in the
lock
name.
in that Lulu. So we'll see if ONU will respond with their own support here. Along with this Tristana, I'm expecting something with some engage, maybe an Alistair, or they'll go
Gnar.
ahead and pick the Gnar into
Aggression.
Fiora.
Do you think Kato on the Gnar?
Bruh, I don't know.
You've never experimented with Gnar mid?
No, I have not. Go ahead and ban Malzahar once again. We just don't want to give it to Harv. None of the 3 games we've allowed it to give. Allowed Harv to have the Malzahar. So we'll be seeing what our jungler and support will be for the bans on the side of Trine. And yeah, we will just keep on going with the bans here.
Really waiting it out, putting a lot of thought into this Leona ban. I don't think Cuz has played that in the last couple games, so I don't think it was much of a threat, but it's a very good combo with the Tristana for sure. So just being a little safe.
Yeah.
Not
We also go ahead and ban the Sejuani. They haven't picked their jungler yet, and we just don't want to see the tanky Sejuani out here. I can't blame ONU for banning that.
yeah.
Let's see if our last ban here will be the Xerath or something else maybe.
Really just taking their time.
The
Banning the
Nautilus.
Nautilus.
ONU does have a lack of tanks, so taking away one of the tankiest supports is definitely something.
Whoa, a
We
bold.
might see the Rengar or the Udyr.
the
come out.
deer. Break out the deer, baby.
Hovering over this Udyr right now. But yeah, ONU needs some tankiness on their team, and that will be Volibear. Same thing with Trine. They need some tankiness, and they need some AP. So I'm expecting an AP mid laner. Maybe we go ahead and see that Syndra finally come out from Harv. And a tanky jungler, maybe a Nunu and Willump, just a guess. Something like that.
Yeah.
Actually, that serves
What
both
a great
purposes.
guess. What a
That
great
serves
guess.
both purposes. It's AP as well as a tanky jungler, tanky AP jungler. So that does serve both of those purposes. And now we can get a nice, it's Lucian mid once again as we see this Jinx finally come out for Polyps.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really doubt it. Kind of surprised by the Lucian picks over and over. especially when Harv had such a great game on those control mages yesterday.
Mm.
So opting for
Oh, interesting. It's interesting because Nunu World does provide AP damage, but it is difficult to kind of get him going. It's the reason he's not very necessarily seen in the meta right now.
very easy to gank with though.
Yeah.
So
But geez, Direland on this Volley Bear, that'll be some nice dive potential with a Gnar and a Kali. Tristana, this is a huge dive comp. This is the dive comp that they really wanted to see last game, but weren't able to draft correctly. But yeah, this Lulu does come back as well, so that'll be able to really help with this double ADC once again. So Lucian and Jinx, those objectives are going to be taken care of. And Nunu also has a lot of traversal potential just because of his snowball, giant snowball thing across the map. So that's a lot of ganking potential and a lot of potential damage that would come out. We got spectator delay. We'll see if Trine will be sent packing by the polar bears or if they have some wind left in them to fight. It'll be interesting to see. We'll be right back with Game 3. here we are. Game 3.
Could be the
Potenti-
final game.
Potentially the last in the series should ONU win here. Once again on this red side. It's been nice and consistent, so Wyatt hasn't had to change except when he bamboozles himself. Wyatt hasn't had to change the overlay. But yeah, we've been here. Man, it's been such a long day. It's been such a great 2 days. And we are finally at the apex of all of this momentum that's been built up these last 2 days. This potential invasion has been spotted out by a ward placed by Trine. So they will be aware and will potentially back off here from ONU.
Yeah, getting that ward in that red buff pit means they're going to have a pretty accurate tracking of Direland as he roams around the map, taking these camps and setting up for some of these ganks. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I think this top lane matchup is going to be one to watch. If Aggression can hold his own against the Fiora, then I think that...
It was funny. We saw Gnar Ornn, and then Fiora Ornn, and now we're seeing Gnar Fiora.
It's almost like there's some good champions up in the top lane, and there's only 3 of them.
Well, no, it's just that we've seen the circle of that.
Yeah.
Gnar to Fiora to Ornn to Gnar.
They're waiting for Mountain Dragon.
Yeah, they're just waiting for it to spawn. They don't need the initial CS. Actually, I feel like they waited to make it seem like Direland started his red buff.
Yeah, but they would already
Or started
know.
his blue buff, I meant.
Yeah, they know as they got that ward in the top side, so fairly
Oh, when you
useless.
doesn't know that.
Yeah, when you does not know that, though, so...
So yeah, so they both started their red buff, meaning that Hoggy is gonna want to start pathing up towards this top lane, and Gallagher's gonna go and try and help his good old friends down in bot lane.
Yeah, very aggressive
Lucian.
trade from
Lucian
the Fiora.
already trying to place some wards on his blue buff. They're really trying to keep a track of where Direland is this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a key. If Hoggy can out-gank Direland on this Nunu, then, you know, that sets up the team a lot better for this kind of mid-game. They can take the map control that ONU's been so efficient in taking, and they can probably get these early game leads and snowball them once
Vision
again.
is very, very important. So yeah, Barrel Rider is getting traded on by Aggression here. Obviously, it's the healing of Conqueror if Barrel Rider is able to go in. Oh, an early gank coming out here from Hoggy. He's gonna dash in and completely avoid Hoggy's onslaught of the snowballs.
Yeah, really great play.
That was some crazy dodging by Kato there.
Yeah, great movement, making sure not to get hit by that big snowball. On the dash also, and then
Gonna go right back
dropping
in
that
here,
shroud
try
to
and
get
get
back
some
out.
damage off.
Yeah, it looks like they're just pushing the wave in, getting a little support. Here
Direland
comes
has coming in
Direland.
for the counter gank. Doesn't want to flash in.
Yeah, just
Putting some pressure on both Harv and Hoggy.
yeah, just indicating that Trine's not going to be able to get anything for free if they were to go for an aggressive dive. But yeah, 15 CS lead in the bot lane. 9 CS lead for Trine in the mid lane. And then pretty even up in that top lane. It was fairly heavy towards the Fiora, but that was just a wave pushing in. Gnar is now in a decent spot. So,
Aggression did force that early back out of Barrel Rider here.
looks like Gnar is going to push that wave in and maybe look to back here. Does transform into the Mega Gnar. So, opting to stay for a little bit. Maybe send some rocks the way of... Oh, very interesting.
Barrel
This
Rider
could go...
does get on the other side of Aggression here. Conqueror will go ahead and proc. Barrel Rider gonna get the trade off. He's gonna try and Aggression realizing he's not gonna be able to force the flash out. He's just gonna have to take the L there. Unfortunately, Barrel Rider's just able to get on the other side, and that's gonna be a nice kill for Trine. Once again, they've gotten 3 for 3 on First Bloods.
Yeah, but, well, if that's anything, it doesn't really help them in that mid to late game.
But if they transition it into something this time.
Yeah, that could be true.
Especially when you give it to an aggressive character like Fiora. It's like, sure, something like an Amumu may not necessarily benefit from getting that First Blood, but something like Fiora will definitely benefit a lot more, especially since they reach level 6 now, so they have access to Grand Challenge as well as that extra 400 gold.
Yeah, a little bit of a misplay from Aggression. You saw him miss his jump out on the Mega Gnar, so couldn't disengage from the Fiora. Just, you know, too much speed with those repeated dashes, hitting those vitals. Too tough to get away from, but it looks like Direland will opt to just take this Mountain Dragon right under the noses.
Agi wants to go after Cuz here.
Red team has slain
Take a
the
decent
dragon.
amount of damage, and now Kato wants to
Kato.
go after Harv. He believes he has the damage. He can perfect execute right on in, takes a couple tower shots, takes the kill.
Solo Bolo from Kato on that Akali. A great flash, great execute, just a great kill overall. Moves that back in favor of ONU.
Cuz will land the hook here, and now the damage from Direland, the Ride the Lightning will go ahead and get the kill onto Hoggy there.
Yeah, that early damage from that AoE from Volibear is a little bit more than you would expect. Very effective in that early game. Just one level damage it provides, the shielding it provides, very useful ability.
Well, because he's basically got 2 like point-and-click targeting abilities that he's able to use one after the other. Because his Q and W both do that. The Q stuns and the W does some life steal. Did I mention I play Volibear?
Volibear is also another great champion.
So much fun, so much fun. Especially once he gets level 6, because he's able to becomes much better at being able to dive in, which on this very, very dive-heavy comp that ONU has set up here, it'll be very, very nice to be able to just shut down those turrets and really gank for free, not having to worry about them for a couple seconds. And in those couple seconds, if you're able to get those kills on the turrets you need, then it sets you up greatly.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see if Direland and Aggression can kind of group and play off each other's engages very well. Because I can see them both engaging at the same time. Direland with that with the ult, and Aggression just jumping in on
Barrel
mini
Rider
turning Mega.
And
But
Aggression getting some trading off. The flash ult missed him, thought he was in a different bush. Direland's going to be here to kind of save him from that embarrassment, as Aggression does go ahead and take the kill, which was rightfully Direland after that flash misplay.
yeah, it's just
Speaking of other flashes, Cus is here on the other side of the map. Perfect execution will come out, and Kato will secure another kill onto Harv. Cus is going to take the biggest snowball ever from Hog.
Yeah, Direland looking to get this early Rift Herald. We know what ONU can do with this early game pressure that the Rift provides. We've seen them turn it into multiple towers and really just, I'd say, almost the games off of these Rift Heralds. Just freeing up so much map control, making it so much easier for both farming, rotating, playing safe, setting up for objectives. So these Rift Heralds, at least in the early game, are very important for ONU. They clearly put a lot of thought into how they want to use them, when they want to use them, to try to get the most out of them that they can. But yeah, 4-1 for ONU, and this is so far the most dominant early game lead they've had. I believe, at least. I think the first.
I won't dispute you on it.
I think the first game it was 2-2 for a while. They were trading very early, and then all right, well, maybe I'm just lying. I don't know.
Tucker, professional liar. Stormbringer is here
Catch
for
me if you
Direland if he
can.
wants to go in here. They will, at least at the very bare minimum. Well, now we'll have 4 members here as Hoggy does the gank. Oh, but they are able to get rid of him
big damage onto Direland, but he can
Wild
just
Growth
ult
does
out.
come in, the flashes come in, Stormbringer to kind of get away. Kato wants to go for the perfect execution into Trine's team. The hook lands onto Barrel Rider. Direland on
forced
very
a
low health,
flash.
has to be careful. Hard will get the kill there. Barrel Rider is taking a lot of damage. Aggression will be the next to die. And Cuz is just unable to get the kill there, and that'll be 3 straight kills unanswered for Trine.
Yeah, just flipping that right back into their favor. That was a great fight, great TPs, great rotations from
great
Trine.
Response by Barrel Rider there, as well as Hoggy. Use of the Nunu ult there also to slow up ONU's
Direland,
team
yeah.
in order to allow them to allow for Trine to get in there and help finish off those kills.
Yeah, and 2 kills onto that Jinx in the bot lane. So,
We are experiencing a bit of a technical difficulty, so we're just looking into all these things so far. But yeah, all of a sudden Trine is able to swing these 3 kills back into their favor. And they're looking really, really nice. This Jinx is now online, so the bot lane is going to be looking a lot better.
yeah, I mean, it is down 30 CS, so there is, you know, kind of that hope for ONU that maybe Kai can just push that early game lead that he has in terms of CS into something more converted into kills maybe a little bit later.
Direland's going to try this again. Doesn't have access to the Stormbringer, but he will go ahead and summon the Rift Herald to go ahead and get the tower. First tower of the game for ONU.
Yeah.
Will Tristana be able to get it before the Rift Herald charges? No, so it's going to be a...
Has been destroyed.
I don't want to say a waste of a Rift Herald, but that's kind of the best way to describe it, because it was on so little health. It was probably didn't need to use it there.
Yeah,
But it
not
does,
the
it
most
does provide
effective.
some pressure pushing in that allows Direland to secure the Drake here, which is the big part of why they summoned the Rift Herald in the first place.
Yeah. ONU opting for more dragon control in the early game. You know, maybe if that fight in the bot lane hadn't happened, they might be playing it out a little bit differently, opting maybe for more map control
Kai is
rather
here
than that. But
in this red side, they kind of want to go. They thought
yeah.
they might have wanted to go after Hoggy.
But yeah, aggression just farming up in that top lane. Fairly even up there. Nothing too much for either team. You know, nothing to really set up for. Dragon was just taken down. Rift Herald was just taken down. But Cuz looking maybe for a hook, but just opting to help push the wave, get that farm. Yeah, they have a ward, but it doesn't look like ONU is quite aware of it. Kai gonna complete that tower plating, maybe even another one, but no. Doesn't quite have the minion wave. Biggest snowball ever coming in, but
Go miss.
yeah.
Goes
Close.
a little bit wide between the 2 split pins of Kai and Cuz.
I mean, that is a field goal. So
I think we're talking about different sports.
no, it's all right. I think esports. There's multiple sports.
Every sport.
Yeah,
The E
that's-
stands for every, and nothing else.
Oh, jumping in.
Here comes this dive comp we were talking about. Direland is going to go on to Magic Griffin and secure the kill for Kai there. Direland takes a lot of damage in the process from the turret as well as some damaging abilities. But Magic Griffin will fall there and secure a kill for ONU. Meganar is out here. Barrel Rider kind of wants to go in. We might see the Grand Challenge come out here. If Aggression just feels like he can get the trade off, the Flash will come out to stop Barrel Rider from trading anymore.
This was interesting. I'm not sure that Aggression needed to flash there.
I think if there's one person that knows about the severity of what a Fiora trade can do to you, it's Aggression. But
Yeah,
I'll take his word for it.
yeah, just, maybe not, but it's all right. Direland just getting that red buff, opting to reset. And it looks like Trine has a similar idea. Just getting the farm, making sure they're not falling behind for sure. Jinx down 30 CS still. Kato just waiting for this kind of lane to push, freeze a little bit, forcing one of those Trine players to walk up to him if they want that CS. And I don't know, I'm sure you could ask probably some of these League players here if you want to walk up to a 2-0 Akali, especially Kato on that Akali. I think the answer is probably going to be no.
Ireland trying to take as much farm from this blue side as possible. Barrel Right's right on the other hand if he wants to try and take this Grom.
Direland opting to just walk that Gromp away, take it later. Make sure to just secure it rather than risk it.
Here comes the Hex Splash over the wall that may transform into a static shield. Cuz not going to go into it.
Yeah, Cuz just one of these hooks could be game-changing also.
He's really able to separate like Hoggy here, or Polyps, from the rest of this team. Though there's so much range on the side of Trine here, you know.
Yeah, they have.
And Lucian and Polyps are able to just kind of walk away from a hook. So it's difficult to see the usefulness of team fight scenarios for Blitzcrank here, but certainly would be more useful in separating. He's got to find those scenarios that's really going to be useful for the Blitzcrank.
Yeah, Cuz just forcing them out, threatening that hook, threatening that engage.
Ireland does go ahead and secure the second Rift Herald here.
Yeah.
Super Mega Death Rocket does miss as it's transported up the top side.
Super Mega Miss Rocket.
All right. That was an attempt at humor.
What do you mean an attempt? It was peak humor. Name someone funnier than me. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought.
You stumped me. Kato here wanted to go after a solo kill in that bot lane, but wasn't able to secure the follow-up. So Aggression is now here in the top lane. Once again, trading with his immortal foe, Barrel Rider.
Not quite immortal. He's got that one death. Sufficiently mortal, but probably a little too strong for Aggression to take on right now.
More mortal than Aggression.
Yes. Well, I mean, less mortal than Aggression.
All right.
Aggression's pretty mortal, dying 2 times. Oh, and a great hook.
Hook onto Magic Griffin. Wild Growth will come straight out in order to save himself.
Yeah, but forcing. Oh, this could be dangerous for this Blitzcrank.
Biggest snowball ever does land on the Cuz. Ireland wants to go in, but there's so much damage being done out to him. Nunu ult will come out. Cuz is going to try and get the damage onto Kato. Kato will get the kill onto Polyps there. Next target will be Hoggy as Aggression's going to bounce in.
Yeah, Aggression has no rage, though, so he has to slowly
Kato's going to once again
up.
bounce in. He's going to get another kill onto Polyps there.
Yeah, and it was a great fight from ONU. Ireland just running in, making all that space, tanking that full culling to the face, burning out, but so much damage with that ult, so much damage with, you know, Kai on that Tristana, Kato on that Akali. A great hook from Cuz, though, also. Does complete his turbo kill tank.
Now Aggression feels like he can trade on very well into Barrel Rider here. He's oh my goodness, but this is the power of the Fiora stun. Does use the Grand Challenge to deal most of that damage, but now Ireland wants to go in. He got Predator. He's got the slow with the Chilling Smite. He might be able to get it here. Aggression's going to come back in.
If he can land that slow, yeah, there it is.
One more hit will do it, but he's going to start taking tower shots. One more, and there it is with the Volley Bear Q. So much damage dealt, though, as Barrel Rider just tries to walk away. Doesn't use his flash.
Very interesting. Ireland opting to chase down that kill instead of attacking that wave, getting that passive lightning strike going along all of those minions into that Fiora. But does secure the kill either way. And yeah, taking that top tower, leaving Aggression with tons of room to rotate now, but also able to just keep that pressure up if he wants. Start that split push, make Trine respond to what he is doing. And in that time, Owen, you can find some mistakes, find some openings, take some vision out, maybe push for an objective, set up for an objective, or even just, sit in the bush and try to find a pick here with this Blitzcrank.
And Kato has 4 of these kills now. He's got the Hextech Proto Belt. as well as the looks to build something using that codec. But Dylan's here to try and get some stuns on the Barrel Rider once again. Kato's going to go in. Stormbringer will be unlocked. The turret won't do damage, but Barrel Rider will live.
Yeah, just barely surviving, opting to do damage to the turret instead, but the culling is going to just destroy all of that minion wave. So
We should also mention that 2 minutes from now, we will be seeing the Cloud Soul up for ONU, should they choose to get it, should they succeed in doing so, rather. That would be the first soul we've seen all series.
yeah, dropping that Rift Herald in the bot lane. Going to take out this tower and hopefully might be able to get a charge off onto the next tower. But looks like Trine is opting to respond. I would be surprised if that gets a charge off onto the next tower. Yeah, 4 members from Trine there. But the goal from ONU is accomplished. They got that bot tier 2. They have that space now. They can really set up control in this bot side jungle and then get sold in 1 minute and 30.
Kai's going to unlock this Phantom Dancer now. He's got 2 items along with his Kraken Slayer, so he's really trying to pick up this Tristana and do some damage with it, as well as split pushing.
Yeah, up a lot of CS. 60 almost. So, yeah, he's got almost a half item, over a half item advantage onto that Jinx, who did get those early kills. So, once again, CS proving to be even more important than some kills would be. Oops, sorry everyone. Yeah, just playing it slow. ONU, you can really see them kind of setting up for this drag. They know that if they can get this soul, that makes it so much easier. They don't have to worry about this, you know, they don't have to worry about movement speed. They use these ults, you know, something like Gnar with the speed boost after that ult, or Volibear even. It's going to be very interesting. Not the greatest comp for it for sure, though. But oh
my.
no.
Barrel Rider just gets pushed into the wall, and the dive from Kai will secure the kill there.
Yeah.
But however, this does separate ONU on the sides of the map, so Trine feels pretty confident in being able to go in here feeling they have the numbers advantage, and they do. It is 3-4 currently with people in this river. The dragon has spawned, greatest snowball ever. Not going to be engaged upon too much.
Aggression completes that Sterix gauge. Going to be a huge item in this next team
Aggression
fight.
also does have TP up if he wants to teleport on the backside. Doesn't have access to Mega Gnar, so he won't be able to Gnar them into the wall. But Kai and Kato are going to go on the backside instead. Perfect Execution will come out, as well as Wild Growth, and the kill will go onto Polyps, followed by Harv, followed by Magic Griffin. Hog is going to use the ult, but it won't do any damage, as Kai will get a triple kill, and as well secure the soul for ONU.
Yeah.
Red team has slain the dragon.
And I don't want to be doomsday-ish for Trine here, but that is a fairly dominant team fight. A great engage from Kato with the soul means it's going to be extremely hard
Kato
for them
baits
to
out
really
the W, and now Kai's going to go in to do the rest of the damage. The brothers have come in, barely keeps Barrel Rider alive, but nonetheless he's pushed off into the base. Polyps is back on to try and secure this kill onto Kato. He's going to try and get the turret.
unable to get the turret, but also will not go down to the Jinx. Oh, they will get the turret. The minions finishing that off. Trine unable to get all those minions down before the turret did fall. So, yeah, ONU not immediately going for the end, opting to just continue the suffocation of
Barrel Rider
Trine.
going to steal the Gromp. Ireland, though, is caught out. Grand Challenge will be caught, will be used. And Ireland's just going to try and survive here, but he's not going to be able to do so successfully. Does use the Stormbringer. Kind of a cringe decision, bro.
He also did flash, so I think at a certain point you kind of just have to
take the L.
Yeah,
but with
take the death.
With the jungler being dead,
This will be
It's going to be a base race, actually, as you see ONU pushing down mid fast.
Baron for Nexus trade, maybe alive here as Kai's going to try and split push the game away. Cuz is here to try and stop these backs. Barrel Rider will be the only member alive. He will have Baron buff to help him out, though, as well as the extra Baron back. So Aggression is just going to take 2 inhibitors and back off.
Yeah, double inhibs for the side of ONU. However, Baron for all 5 members of Trine.
Hockey's going in. He's going to go ahead and root as well as ult. Aggression's going to be forced to flash out. He will be able to try and blast cone away, but it will not be enough. He does have Gnar ult to push him away. Kai is going to go in as well as Kato. They're all here. Barrel Rider very low.
Kato finds one in the back line.
Perfect execution.
Finds
and he's going
2 more.
That's the
4.
quadra kill. He wants the final kill here onto Hoggy, and that is the pentakill
Pentakill.
for Kato.
And that just has to be the end of the game, if I had to
The
imagine.
pentakill for Kato to end off the 3rd game. What a way to end the GLEC season here. Ladies and gentlemen, your Great Lakes Esports Conference champions are Ohio Northern University.
Yeah, great showing by the Bears. Just really making a statement in this grand final, along with the whole season. I think